We praise you 1,000 hallelujahs to my King. We praise you 1,000 hallelujahs to my King. We praise you.
All right, well, everybody, welcome to God's Cool Podcast. This is a fun episode, a special episode for me. We got my brother on the phone. He's actually driving, so we don't know how the connection is going to be. He might get cut out. His car is, disconnecting his phone or whatever, but it's going to be great. So his name is Kayam. So my name is Josiah. Sai and Kai is what we go by. And here we are. So Kai, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are, what you do.
So I am Kai Modine, as Sai said. Everybody calls me Kai. I am a project manager in pharmaceutical world, so I'm doing a lot of stuff with oncology drugs, so a lot of cancer type drugs as well. So that's my day-to-day stuff. I love doing real estate on the side, so I like to invest that way. Obviously, I have a huge church background, as I come from my brother's family as well. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Big drug guy, aren't you?
Yeah, love drugs.
What's your favorite drug of choice?
Man, if I had to pick one.
Yeah, if you had to pick any drug that you had to do, right, your life depended on it, just once, what drug might you do?
Oh, it would mess my life up, but Oxy. Definitely Oxy.
Of all the drugs, you could smoke weed or anything else. You take Oxy?
Yeah. I mean, like, I had to do that when I was on surgery a couple times, and you just feel like there's nothing else in the world that you feel. Like, it's great.
I mean, I didn't give you any speculation. You could have said Advil. You could have said Tylenol.
Yeah, I mean, well, I took it there. So
you just went straight to narcotics. I love it. Oh man. Well, my brother, Kai lived in Philly for how long did you live in Philly? 3 years?
No, much longer than that. I want to say at least 6 years, closer to probably 8 or 9.
Okay, but are you including like in your house, or are you talking about when you were doing ministry in Philly?
Oh, I was talking about ministry, just being in Philly in general. Yeah.
Okay, but how long have you had the house in Philly?
4 years now. 4
years. Okay. And you still own it. So that's part of your little side hustle. You rent that bad boy out.
Yep. Correct.
Right on. What ministry did you do in Philly? What was that? What was your ministry experience like?
Yeah. So I was helping out, our dad, with Breathe Partners. So, was doing a lot of inner city work, trying to replicate what we were doing in Haiti at that time. So, just moved into Kensington, Philadelphia, which you probably know. It's on the news quite often for just crazy things, typically for the open air drug market, prostitution, you name it. All the craziest things you possibly can see on the news happens in Kensington. So just moved in there and just kind of lived in the poverty with people. And all different kinds of poverty, not just materials and money poverty, but just relational, everything along those lines. So it was really cool. I worked alongside a couple churches, partnered with them to just serve the communities best way as possible. So all different types of work there, all in inner city. So.
Yeah, you've been in that area for a while. I remember I would come over and there'd be, people sitting on your stoop or passed out on your stoop. And tell everybody, I don't know if anybody knows what a stoop is. What's a stoop?
So stoop, typically you don't have a driveway in the city, so you just have the public sidewalk typically, if you have a sidewalk at all. So most people are just walking right in front of your house constantly. And the stoop is literally the concrete blocks typically, or it could be industrial if you have a nice stoop, but it's just essentially 3 stairs that lead up to your front door.
Yeah, there you go. But he'd have people just sitting out there, passed out, maybe drugged out, whatever it was, and just kind of walk around, and you go through the front door, and there you are. It was good. All right, so we talked about a little bit of the I don't know, brokenness, whatever, right? Obviously, that's not just Philly, but that's everywhere. But in Philly, what do you love about Philly?
People's genuineness. People aren't going to hold back and sugarcoat anything. People are real and authentic.
They're blunt.
And that's pros and cons, but as everything, there's two sides to every coin. So
Yeah. You know what I love about Philly? Wawa and cheesesteaks.
Yeah, you're obsessed with Wawa.
Dude, Wawa is the best. Anybody out there, Wawa and Sheetz debate, it's not a debate. It's just a fact that Wawa is significantly better. There's no other gas station like it. That's just
some
how
people,
it is.
Some people are crazy enough to try to throw 7-Eleven in that debate too.
Yeah, no. The only thing 7-Eleven is good for is their big gulps, dude. Big slushies.
Yeah, of course you would like that.
So good. Kai, what was it like having me as a brother growing up? You can be honest. You can say whatever you want. Be Philly.
Be Philly. I mean, I loved having you as a brother growing up. I mean, obviously, it has its pros and cons as always, but I feel overall like you're my best friend nowadays. Weren't always. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were my best friend all the way growing up, so it was great. Always having someone that would be there for any kind of mess ups, for all the fun memories, fun experiences. Someone experienced all the soccer with as well too. So it was just nice to have someone 2 years younger than me that kind of would shadow me, not necessarily like make every life decision as me, but just shadow me as life experience goes on from high school to college and everything along those lines. So yeah, it was nice having a best friend to shadow me along the way.
Hey, ditto, brother. Yeah, man. I love that we are best friends. For sure. I think it's super cool too. I don't know if many people have this opportunity or this experience, but our best friends are actually the same best friends. Our whole group is the same, which is super cool. Our wedding parties were the exact same -1, but you're still friends with that one too. So yeah, I think that's super cool. Probably super rare. But we kind of just developed the same circle. We grew up with these people through church and neighborhood and school, and we did life with them. So that's Sean and Tyler and Steve and JD and whatever. There's other friends out there, but that was our wedding party, and yeah, those are our brothers, but we share the same community, which is kind of cool. Especially for me as a younger brother, because I always grow up and I want to do what you're doing, and I want to be able to have a taste of some of those things, those freedoms, those experience. And you were sometimes willing to let me do that, sometimes not, and that's fine. But I'm thankful for where we're at in our relationship, and yeah, just the ability to have a best friend that you get to call a brother. That's really your brother.
Yeah.
So.
And the cool thing about that friend group too is to give everyone else context too, that was since we were about 3 years old. So the same guys have been riding with us for 20 plus years now. And I wouldn't even consider them friends anymore. That's brothers and families, and it's cool to see how our families adopt them too. They know if me and you come home for a holiday or whatever it may be, there's probably one of those boys coming along with us, and their families have adopted us as well too, which is really cool. So it's just it's cool to see that brotherhood develop.
Yeah, and one of them, Tyler, is actually my brother as well. Now I can actually say that we're not blood by blood, but he is married to my wife's sister, so that's super cool. So he's actually a brother, which is fun. Yeah, you said we ride together. We do life together. We actually. You guys all had motorcycles. I had an M3, and we would ride out and do that. Those are some of my best memories, fun memories that we get to share. Going to work out, ride around, probably do some stupid stuff, but that's fine. No, we definitely did some stupid stuff, but we're alive. Thank God, praise God. So,
yep.
But Kai, you had
grow up.
Yeah, we grew up. Kai, you've had some near death experience, probably. I mean, I have too, but you've probably had more close calls. What's going through your mind with some of those? What had happened?
I mean, honestly, every single one of those close call experiences, near death experiences that I've had. I mean, you're alluding to the one. I've had many, but alluding to the one on the motorcycle, where I got in an accident and should have been dead at that point. But every single one of those life experiences turned out to just be God guiding me somewhere else in life, even if it was temporary or momentarily or whatever it may be. Like that motorcycle accident led me into Philly, where I sat under a Bible professor who was an archaeologist in Israel for 17 plus years, where I just sat under him and learned the Bible. And that really set a foundation for my world, or I guess built on the foundation of my worldview and my biblical understanding and theology of life as we know it. So yeah, I think that's where my mind goes whenever I come back to those near-death experiences, just trying to reflect on, all right, what was God telling? What was God teaching me?
Isn't it cool to just think about? I mean, we did some stupid stuff as kids and didn't make the best choices, and we found ourselves in positions that we didn't want to be in. We just kind of ended up there. But even in the midst of all of that, like, God was still working and doing things in our lives that we had no idea. Like, to think back of, different things, like I wanted to go play soccer and play at a D1 or D2 school or whatever, and I get a phone call on the same morning from every single school that says they already filled their spots. And I'm like, dang, like, what does that mean? And I get a call from Grace College that same night, and they're offering me a full ride. Now, granted, my Grace College experience, not it. That's for sure. But it got me out here. And Sarah and I started dating, and now obviously 6 years later, not even since dating, 10 years later, we got 3 kids, and I live in a great life, and it's been super cool to see how God has worked all the way through some of those things. There's a ton of things in between that, but yeah, to see that happen in your life too, through some of those experiences, is crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you say is like the biggest or greatest impact that you've seen from growing up in our family that has led to us both, sticking around and staying true to our faith and God?
I mean, I think that one's pretty easy. I don't know if that's easy for you to answer, but it is for me. I think our family embodies and models or even exemplifies servanthood. So, I mean, I think a lot of that stems from grandparents, Oma and Opa Odines, just being missionaries lifelong, and then uncles, aunts, all being pastoral leadership, not just in an authoritarian way, but more so in a servanthood way. People in their house, hospitality all the time, show up when all the tough decisions are being made or life experiences are being had. I think that was one of the greatest things to witness growing up, and just to see how that happens. And I think seeing the genuineness and authenticity with our family and their faith, the elderly in our family, I should say, or the more mature in our faith, they embodied it, and they're good role models. So I think there was no time ever where there was confusion between, hey, this is what my parents are telling us to do, or this is my aunts and uncles or grandparents are telling us to do this, but they're doing the complete opposite thing. Like in my mind, there wasn't much of that, especially from like a faith perspective. So I think that was one of the biggest things, was just the exemplification of servanthood and actually loving people.
Yeah, 100%. I also love the fact that we had the freedom, at least, I think I say we, but it's definitely me, but I think we as a whole, as a family, as kids, we had the freedom to experience faith in our own way, and to come up with our own understanding of what faith meant and what a relationship with God looked like. Obviously, we had great examples throughout our entire family: cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents, kind of pushing us and encouraging us in that. But I love that I had the ability to learn on my own and to make faith real to me. And it wasn't like, hey, you just have to do this because this is what we do. It was a choice.
I would definitely agree with that too. Like, it was never forced. Parents and whole family did a really good job of allowing for choice. individually and allowing your faith to grow. Obviously, they showed up in hard times and weren't afraid to express their opinions and point us in the right direction. But ultimately, they were going to love us regardless which direction we went. So
yeah, I know. Like I would tell mom everything. I don't know, maybe too much. No, it was fine. It's fine. I loved it. And I always embraced with love and shown love in those things in every situation. I mean, maybe not necessarily what I wanted to hear or whatever, or maybe what she wanted to hear, but like, I remember the first time, I tried smoking weed in high school. I went home and I told mom, and she's like, "No, you didn't." I was like, "Yep, I did." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know. I just wanted to try it, I guess." She's like, "Well, that was stupid." I'm like, "Yeah, it was. I didn't even enjoy it." But I was,
yeah, but like that's like so much bigger than just saying like she was cool with it. Like
no, yeah,
they've built a culture of trust and individualism where like we can go out and experience, but also feel safe to come and like express our bad experiences to them too, and kind of bounce them off kind of like a sounding board for, hey, I tried this, it didn't feel good, or what it caused this, kind of stuff like that, and they were like, yeah, you're dumb, or hey, you should have done this instead, or good job, kind of
100%.
like that too. So
100%. So I always loved that we were able to talk to our parents about those things, and there was trust established, and that we were going to be met with love and grace, but also truth, right? They were going to correct us and guide us and encourage us to do what was best and what was right.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have to discipline you.
For sure. I spent a lot of my years in discipline. Unfortunately, I'm not the most disciplined person out there, but I was disciplined plenty. I actually, I think you know this. You definitely know this. My first detention was in kindergarten.
Yep, I do remember that.
Yep. Or I guess first grade, because I did kindergarten, but first grade. It was first grade. And I also did 2 years of first grade. Fun fact for those checking out there, because I just didn't want to read. I failed reading in first grade.
You were a mama's boy. You didn't want to leave mom.
Yeah. Well, I also spent most of my days crying because, I didn't want to leave mom. But you know what they did? They created a system for me to earn like coins or something. And then I got a prize at the end of the day if I did a good job and I didn't cry.
Did not know that.
It's funny. Yeah, I was such a mama's boy when I was a toddler. I had to rub my mom's back to go to bed. Yeah, That was a thing. So I don't have to do that anymore. Praise God. That'd be weird. There's a boundary that needs.
That'd be very weird.
Could you, dude? Could you imagine?
No.
Could you imagine? Mom, come here. I gotta rub your back. I'm tired. Oh, that's so weird. I don't like to think about this. Change the topic. So good. Oh man, dude. We just got to hang out, and we got to come out there. My family was hanging out at your place in Pennsylvania. You guys just got a new house outside of Philly, which is great. I love that for you guys. But we got to hang out and spend some time there. We spent the week at your place. It's awesome. It's a super cool place. One, I'm gonna shout out Jesse. Jesse, like, superstar hospitality person. What do you call that? Can we create a title? Hospitalitist.
You're sure. We'll go with it.
What would you call that? What is that called? Host?
She's good at hospitality.
Oh my gosh.
She's a good host.
It would be host. Yeah, she's a great host. Oh gosh, hospitalitist, host, same thing.
I like it. You coined it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not going to stick,
it's
but
definitely
you tried.
not going to stick. It's not going to be out there. Oh man, but no, she's phenomenal, dude. Goes well above and beyond. She's the only reason that we enjoyed our stay there. You were pretty awful. It's fine though. No, it was so much fun. We got to play in the first ever Coatesville High School soccer alumni game, which was not what I thought it was going to be. What did you think?
Yeah,
when we said we were signing up for an alumni game, what did you think was going to happen?
I thought it was going to be alumni versus the actual team.
Me too. But what was it?
Pretty much it whoever showed up from the team, and then all the alumni that signed up, and they just mixed us up in teams and kind of did some ad hoc mini games.
Which it was still really fun. It was great. I loved it. It was a great time. It just was not what I thought an alumni game was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, my body was definitely sore.
Oh, dude, I was sore too. But I played a lot. I think I sat out for like 4 minutes, and we played 3 games.
You weren't kind to all the subs.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun. I loved it, dude. Scored some goals, missed a lot of goals. Had a great time.
Yeah, a couple wide open.
Had a great time hanging out with friends and catching up. There was 5 of my class that were there and just 2 of yours, but it was good. They came over after and we got to catch up, do a little bit of life together, see what they were all up to. So it was fun.
Yep, that was fun.
Yeah, man. Lots of memories going back to Coatesville. I love it. I loved our high school experience and our school. I don't love school, but I loved our journey through school, I should say. And the intentionality that our parents put towards that of sending us to private school all throughout middle school and elementary. And then we went to public school for high school. But
it was like, just to contextualize that, like that's a big change. Like the elementary and middle school was like classes of 20.
Dude,
and the same 20 for every single subject.
Yeah, dude. I went from a class of 9 to 900 my 8th grade to freshman year. But I loved it. I loved it. I thrived.
But that goes back to the parent conversation we were having too. Like that's what they embodied. Like even with those big life decisions of like, hey, where do you send your kids to school? Like they did private school all grown up, so that way we can build a Christian faith foundation, at least mentally, and from a knowledge perspective. And then their philosophy was that they send us to a big public school, relatively decadent, that, hey, before they turn 18, they could totally just run away from us. Like we want them to see life and be able to coach them through real world while they're still under our authority. So I thought that was really cool, and it definitely ties back to what we were talking about earlier.
Do you feel like that actually had an impact on your outcome and your experience, even going into like, real world things, whatever that means?
I mean, I feel like every person in our family would probably answer that differently, but
sure,
it didn't bug me much at all. Kind of thing like that. So, I mean, it was, I'm kind of I wasn't even quiet at that time. So, I mean, I was still, I hate this word, but popular or whatever you want to call it. But I was still very quiet, like, reserved, observational, kind of stuff like that too. So I just enjoyed seeing things and then being able to bounce ideas off mom and dad and stuff like that too. So like you, I talk to mom a lot.
Yeah. Well, you're more of an internal processor. I'm very external.
Very much so.
So yeah, I think for me though, like if I was in public school in middle school or elementary, honestly, I don't know what would have happened. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like I think I needed some of that shelter because I do have a lot of intrusive thoughts, but I also am very spontaneous and I just do things that people tell me I shouldn't do.
You like to explore.
Yeah, I like to explore and experience certain things, and a lot of things that I shouldn't experience or do, like, and so unfortunately I've had to learn some of those things the hard way, but I think if I was exposed to a lot of those things earlier on in life, I don't know. I don't know what life would look like, but obviously I don't have to worry about that, but yeah,
nope. It's all speculative. No, there's not an if. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. But yeah, it would be interesting, right? So I don't know. Yeah, so good. Oh man, dude. What was our biggest fight? We had some fights.
The biggest fight that popped in my mind was probably the dumbest one.
Which one? Oh, I know which one.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know which one. Go ahead.
Just say the word. One word.
Penguin.
Yep, 100%. That's what I was going with. So pretty much, I made these clay like pottery. I don't know, penguins, like 3 of them, and that was my favorite animal. And I don't know what we were. What, 8, 10?
Dude, I don't know. We may have been in middle school, so it may have been because we were riding the bus and doing our own thing.
Yeah, regardless, it probably I should not have been this upset over.
You had penguin. Clay penguins. in middle school you cared about? Hey, nothing against clay penguins. If you're into it, you're into it. Okay.
Hey, no, I made it. I made that on the pottery wheel. Like I learned everything. I baked it, all that, the kiln, whatever. And we come home from school, and Cy decides to just throw one out the window on the driveway intentionally and break it. And then he proceeds to cower under a computer desk as I try to pummel him.
Well, that's because you were throwing haymakers, dude. Like, and you when rage turned on
You
in the day,
intentionally
dude.
broke my stuff.
Yeah, but it was funny. It was harmless. Dude, yeah. I mean, we got into it sometimes. I think you get more angry quicker than me. I could get angry, but I have a really long fuse. You have a shorter fuse. Would you agree?
Yes and no. I have a very long fuse as well too, but for some reason, family knows how to expedite that.
Yeah. We can get under your skin quick. We know what gets you going.
And on top of that, you know what's getting me going, and you don't care, so you keep going.
It was more fun that way.
Exactly.
So
you just know my fuse, and you know how to light it.
Dude, some of my favorite times were Kai's obviously, he's 2 years older than me. He's much stronger, much bigger than me. Always has been that way. But
hey, I'm quoting that.
That's fine. That's okay. I've never been super strong. I still am not. It's okay. But I hit a growth spurt my junior to senior year, and I grew like 11 inches in the summer. It was miserable, by the way. It was terrible. I spent a lot of the nights crying, whatever, from the pain. But I grew a lot, so my wingspan was way longer than yours. So when you would try to fight me, I would put my hand on your forehead, and you would try to hit me, and you couldn't.
But I'd still end up winning.
Yeah, no, maybe. I don't know, dude. I think in a ground fight, I got you. If it's just throwing punches, I don't know, dude. If you
I think it was at that time I learned that, like, in those boxing matches, when they say their wingspan, like, that actually matters.
Yeah, dude. But like, if you landed punches on me, they would hurt because you have some power. But I'd say maybe I'm quicker. I think I'm quicker. In that.
Yeah, I'm like Mr. Incredible, and you're like Mr. Elastic guy.
Mr. Elastic. It's not Mr. Elastic. It's Mrs. Elastic. And
no,
it's not even Mrs. Elastic. What is Elastigirl?
The ice guy.
Frozo, dude. Frozo.
Yeah, Frozo.
You think Frozo is pretty quick. He's nice with it. I'd be Frozo, dude.
Frozo's
fun. You can be incredible. You pull off incredible. You have the redness to you already too.
Yeah, the gingy tint.
So good. So you're picking up Jess right now, dude. Tell me, like, what's marriage been like? You've been married now for 7 months? No, 7 months
since March. So you can do the math. Since March.
Yeah, 7 months ish.
It's a little more than that, but yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we're in December. That's
March
12.
is the 3. March, right? The third month.
What's 12
we're
minus
November,
3?
Or we're December, but 12. So 12 minus 3, yeah, just hits over 7 months. It's close. Technicalities, dude. I hate them. Stupid.
Okay. Marriage has been good. Literally didn't feel much different. So I feel like Jesse and I were doing life together. And that's one of the major reasons why, like, we both moved very intentionally with our relationship. And it was the natural next step. And it was a commitment we both wanted to make, and we both knew divorce was an option, and it was a long-term, lifelong commitment, and actually till death do us part, kind of thing. So we're loving it. We both feel that, I'm speaking on behalf of Jessie. I mean, you can ask her; she might say something different, but I feel like we do life together very well, and we complement each other. Strengths and weaknesses, everything along those lines. Even what you were saying about her hospitality. We both love hosting, and just making people feel welcomed and seeing people even. I think is a big thing. So she sees people throughout a party and just constantly seeking out how to help. Even like at our family dinners and stuff like that, she'll find mom and help however she can, kind of stuff. So one of the main reasons why I love her. But yeah, marriage is going well. Can't complain at all.
Heck yeah, dude. Marriage is awesome. I love marriage. Marriage is the best thing ever. Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Wait till you get to, hit 6 years and whatever. It just gets better, man. Maybe it's not the case for everybody, but yeah, I don't know. Just you continue to choose and pursue each other in love and sacrificial love at that with Jesus at the center, of course. Yeah, man. Marriage is awesome. It's so good, and it's a really cool way to reflect the image of God, in that to your kids, but as we've experienced too, right? To see our parents in a healthy marriage and to pursue the Lord above all things, and to love us through that, but through their intentionality of being together and whatnot. So yeah, it's super cool. I love marriage, and I love what God can do through marriage. In us, I've learned a lot in marriage. Marriage grew me up, dude. You could probably talk to that.
Yeah, I mean, you got married so much younger than I did too, though. I mean, you were married at what, 2021?
Yeah, 21. I was married, and then I turned 22.
I mean, I got married
after.
I got married at 29 and 30, so much different. So we had a lot more time to kind of mature. We were into careers already, kind of stuff like that, rather than each other and then trying to figure out careers together. It was we figured out careers, and we're both on relatively similar career paths and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, get married, you'll mature real fast. Then have kids, you'll mature even faster.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we have kids just from all of our family, nieces and nephews.
Yeah, dude, we got lots of them. It's fun. It was this vacations, well, not vacations, holidays are more chaotic. This one was not too bad though. I mean, it was pretty chaotic, but
yeah, but it reminds me of us growing up too, though, like going to Omanopa's out in Indiana, and like all 20 cousins just running around.
We did have a milestone moment, at least for me. It was fun to kind of hang out, and we got to play family board games again, and our kids actually sat and played with us, and it wasn't like we couldn't play or we're distracted a million times. It was fun. It was great. I love it.
Yeah, you didn't have to cater to a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you did, but you didn't.
For sure. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just it's just different seasons of life and different stages and development and where they're at, and every season has their own pros and cons, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So we all have, infants to how old is Hava? 10, 11?
I think she just turned 10.
Yeah. So yeah, it's unique. And then you guys are going to have some kids eventually, maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens. And
God willing. But yeah.
Yeah. So good. You never know, dude. So super cool.
I don't know. What was your favorite part of growing up with me as a brother?
Dude, I loved that eventually you came around to kind of letting some of the walls down. Not that you were hiding things from me, but I think you were trying to protect me and care for me. And that you just, I love that you let me in and I got to be a part of like some of your experiences, that I was allowed to be present with you. And the fact that I'm friends with, who your friends really were. Like now those are my brothers too. Like they're both your age, or they're pretty much all your age. Which is super cool. But yeah, I love that you didn't shut me out, and you were there for me when I struggled, and it wasn't like a dude, like, why didn't you learn from me? I already went through this, like, idiot, like, learn. It was still like grace, and sometimes you just had to sit with me, and be present, and that was all I needed. So the understanding in that, but yeah, I love that I got to see some of those things and be a part of that journey. But I also love that we could encourage each other. Like, I love that I got to encourage you as well, and that we could challenge each other, that we would grow together, we would push each other towards good things, fruitful things, and to see where we are today. Like, yeah, I think that was probably one of my favorite things. Yeah, aside from
what mine was?
What?
And it's a heavy hitter.
Oh yeah. It's just a joke. I don't know if you're gonna go into a joke or serious.
The fact that we had two twin beds pushed together as a king, as a choice, all the way through high school.
Yes, dude. Watching Pretty Little Liars after school.
Oh yeah, but it was a choice, and even Tyler and Sean would even sleep on there with us.
Dude, it was great, dude. Dude, yeah, come on, dude. So we shared a room our entire life until obviously I moved out, or you moved out and went to school, and then I went to school and whatever. We were upstairs, and then our sisters moved out, and there were 3 bedrooms that we could have chose from. We chose to live together still.
And it was better that way.
It was so much better, dude. That was our domain. That was our kingdom down there, dude. We had a great time. We played Xbox. Our friends came over, hung out. Yeah, we pretty much had, dude. We had the basement.
Yeah, that was our
great.
apartment without a kitchen.
It was, dude. If we would have had a kitchen, I don't know if mom and dad would have ever known that we lived there.
No, probably not. Yeah, they would have. We're loud.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, but okay, maybe I should rephrase it. Mom and dad probably would never see us.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. So. But we didn't even need the kitchen because we worked at the restaurant at that time. So
Outback,
yeah,
dude, that was a crazy gig. Learned a lot there. Crazy experiences. Met
customer
some people.
service too, though. You learn people.
Hey man, made good money, had good times. Ate good food. It was good food. I like Outback. Outback is probably my favorite chain restaurant. Yeah, I think so. We're not sponsored by Outback.
Yeah, it might be mine too, but that's probably just because we're biased and we grew up on it.
Yeah, that's true. And we had 50% discount /free.
Yep.
Ayo. Yeah, dude. Well, you're awesome, dude. I love you. I love what God's doing in your life. I love that you're experiencing marriage. I know that was something that you longed for and desired, and just to see you sitting in that and thriving in it and learning and growing, and to see where you're at and where we've both come from. Like, yeah, it's just super cool to see God's blessing and favor in our lives, and to extend that into our family as we, create our own families and our own lifestyles and culture and that. But we get to carry on a legacy that the Odin's crew and extended family has been pursuing, a relationship with the Lord. So I love what God's doing there. So thanks for joining on the podcast. For all the listeners out there, for checking in, for listening in, watching, whatever you're doing, however you're viewing it, listening to it. I hope you're encouraged. I hope you had a fun time listening to this special Brotherly Love podcast episode. And whatever you're doing today, I hope that you know that you are loved and God is with you. So always remember, God's cool.
We praise you 1,000 hallelujahs to my King. We praise you 1,000 hallelujahs to my King. We praise you.